Yeah, I think the learning, the pattern that people learn at every college or university is very important that way. Like, so it could be tailored to different universities and the culture would really impact it. But with ChatGPT, like things could change and maybe people could focus on the real things that are of actual great value.
I mean, I'm a huge believer, and I probably hammered this home in this episode, that education needs to innovate.
Yeah,
I mean, formal education,
right.
because you have free courses, free or really cheap courses that are essentially just as good. Actually, arguably a lot better because the production value is higher. They have to make it once and make it really good.
Yeah.
A professor has to do the same lecture over and over, and they get bored, and it just, it's not relevant. It's not up to date.
Right.
And to me, if these institutions don't innovate, hopefully with the help of ChatGPT or some of these other technologies, it feels like it's wasting a lot of students' money, right?
Yeah, that's true. We invest a lot, like when it comes to master's degrees or like even bachelor's for that matter. So we should definitely get the value out of that. And I prefer courses that way because we can literally learn at our own pace. When we're at school, we need to rush with our assignments, rush with catching up on whatever was taught in class. And it's very hurried, like the whole semester. At least at CMU, it's very hectic. We have to be on top of things. Otherwise, we don't know when we will slip behind.
Yeah, well, that to me is, I see basically I have friends that have kids now. I get to see how education is structured. And the way education is structured, it really only caters to the average student. Maybe like a 20%, like I guess maybe like 40% of the students would fall into that average category, right? Because then everyone else is on the tail. I guess in theory it'd be 64 if you have 64% if you have, or 64, 68% if you have a one standard deviation on either direction, right? But the students that are really good and are learning fast, they're bored the whole time.
Right, that's true.
And the students that are not up to date, maybe they miss some lectures or whatever it is, they're really struggling. And so you're only reaching like kind of this core middle and the people on the tails. Unfortunately, even the brilliant people on the end of the tails aren't doing that well because they're just outpacing the class. And you're 100% right with the online learning or the class learning, going at your own pace. It lets every single person in that class or interested in that subject go at the speed that's appropriate for them.
Exactly.
And I would love to see innovation. I mean, I guess there has been innovation there with online courses, but that's one I get really fired up about because I was one of those students that was too far behind. And then in grad school, I was too far ahead because I actually learned how to study. But I digress.